Hello, my dear children. Let's start the second lecture on organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. Let's begin with functional group. What is functional group? A functional group is an atom or group of atoms in a molecule that gives the molecule its characteristic chemical properties. Double and triple bonds are also considered as functional groups. Functional group is actually an action group or the site of chemical reactivity in a compound. Compounds having same functional group show similar characteristic chemical properties. Functional groups thus serve to classify organic compounds into classes or families. All compounds with the same functional group belong to the same class. Homologous series. It is defined as a group of compounds in which the various members having similar structural features and similar chemical properties and the successive members differ in their molecular formula by CH2. In simple words, we can say that the series in which the molecular formula of adjacent members differ by a CH2 unit is called homologous series and the individual members are called homologous. See here C2, 3, C2, C3, C4, C5. Hydrogen has been attached C2H4, C3H6, C4H8, C5H10. In every successive member, you can see the difference of CH2 unit. Okay, that is 14 unit mass. Let's see the general characteristics of a homologous series. All the homologous compounds in a series are composed of same elements and contain the same functional group. All the members, number two, all the members of a series have a general formula. For example, here you can see that alkanes are having formula of CnH2n plus 2. You have to learn this by heart. For alkanes, the formula should be memorized to you that it is CnH2n plus 2. For alkenes, minus 2 from the above formula, it will become CnH2n. Alkynes, again minus 2 from the above formula, so CnH2n minus 2. Do remember, you don't have to touch this 2. 2n should not be touched. Okay. This is a general mistake. Few children just make it to learn, memorize the formula. They just have to minus 2. Sometimes they forget which 2 is to be touched. So you have to learn the formula by heart. Alkanes, CnH2n plus 2. Alkenes, CnH2n. Alkynes, CnH2n minus 2. When other functional groups of alcohol, ether, aldehyde, ketone, acid, ester will be added, corresponding to it, the formula will be added. The element will be added to give its general formula. Next is, all the members can be prepared by almost similar methods. So by a similar method, we can just prepare the homologous compounds. Number 4, with increase in the molecular weight of a series, the physical properties varies gradually. Means the members of the series show a gradual gradation in their physical properties like solubility, density, melting and boiling points. The physical properties generally increase as the molecular mass increases. And one more property is that the molecular mass of every two adjacent members differs by 14 CH2. When you will Calculate the molecular mass of CH2 for carbon 12, hydrogen 1, 2 hydrogen is there. So 12 plus 2 gives out 14. So this was all about the homologous series. Now let's start the nomenclature of organic compounds. Nomenclature means the assignment of names to organic compounds. The naming of organic compounds is an important aspect in the study of organic chemistry as their number is very large and a variety of molecular structures exist in their molecules. The field has become more complex on account of the phenomena of isomerism. There are two main systems of nomenclature of organic compounds. Number one, trivial system, and number two, IUPAC system. Let's see what is trivial system. This is the oldest system of naming organic compounds. Whenever a new compound was discovered, it was given an individual name. Such a name was assigned at the whim of the discoverer and had no system. These trivial names are called common names and are generally based on the source from which they were obtained. Quite frequently, the names chosen are Latin or Greek roots. A few examples we can see. Acetic acid derives its name from vinegar, of which it is the chief constituent. And in Latin, acetum is equals to vinegar. Formic acid was named as it was obtained from red ants. And the Greek word for the red ants is formicus. The names oxalic acid, oxalis, malic acid, pyrus malus, citric acid, citrus, have been derived from botanical sources given in parenthesis. Urea and uric acid have derived their names from urine, in which both are present. The liquid obtained from by the destructive distillation of wood was named as wood spirit. Later on, it was named methyl alcohol. Metho is spirit and huel is wood. Names like glucose, sweet, pentane 5, hexane 6, etc. were derived from Greek words describing their properties or structures. You may have studied about the methane. Methane was named as marsh gas because it was produced in marshes. It was also named as fire damp as it formed an explosive mixture with air. No doubt the common names are handy and sound familiar, but they have no well defined basis and little, or you can say no structural significance. The origin of many trivial or common name is not quite clear. The names of first four members of the homologous series, saturated aliphatic hydrocarbons, is methane, ethane, propane, and butane are typical example of this kind. Actually, a student must be familiar with both common and IUPAC names of the organic compounds, as both the names are generally used in the standard textbooks on organic chemistry. Second is IUPAC system. The full form of IUPAC is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. You have to learn this because in competition, this type of some questions come and they just make a little change. So you can get confused, but if you will memorize it, that International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, you will mark the correct answer. So, the IUPAC system given in 1957 is superior and widely used. IUPAC amends these rules from time to time. Here we are following the 1993 recommendations of IUPAC nomenclature. We will see simple rules by which we can give a name to an organic compound. So children, you have to be ready with your register and pen, and do concentrate. I would like to make you aware of some salient features of IUPAC system. Number 1, a given compound can be assigned only one name. Number 2, a given name can clearly direct in writing of one and only one molecular structure. Number 3, the system can be applied in naming complex organic compounds. Number 4, the system can be applied in functional organic compounds. Number 5, this is a simple, systematic, and scientific methods for nomenclature of organic compounds. There are some basic rules of nomenclature. Just listen it. For naming simple aliphatic compounds, the normal saturated hydrocarbons have been considered as the parent compounds and the other compounds as their derivatives obtained by the replacement of one or more hydrogen atoms with various functional groups. Each systematic name has two or three of the following parts. It should have a root word. It should have primary suffix. Number 3, it should have secondary suffix. What is root word? Before the chain rule, I have to explain you all these things. It is given or not? Okay. Let's see. What is root words? The basic unit in a series of root words which indicate linear or continuous chains of carbon atoms. Chains containing 1 to 4 carbon atoms are known by special root words, while chains from C5 onwards are known by Greek number roots. Okay, so see here, you have to learn this, children. It should be learned thoroughly, all these. C1 meth, C2 eth, C3 prop. So you have to learn this meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec, undec, dodec. Till 12 you have to learn by heart, and by this fluency only you have to say meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec, undec, dodec. Okay, at least till 12 it should be by heart to you all. From C5 onwards you can see that Greek numbers has been used, until C4 it is special root words. Okay, so what is primary suffix? Primary suffix are added to the root words to show saturation or unsaturation in a carbon chain. Saturated means it is an alkane, so prefix will be, primary prefix will be ane. Wait. Ane. If it is unsaturated with double bond, then it will be ene. If it is unsaturated with triple bond, it will be ine. I hope you remember all these things. Ane, ene, ine. Single, double, triple. And what is secondary suffix? Suffixes added after the primary suffix to indicate the presence of a particular functional group in the carbon chain are known as secondary suffix. Suppose the compound contains OH group, that is an alcoholic group. So secondary suffix will be all. If it contains aldehyde group, CHO group, it will have a secondary suffix of al. And so as other different functional groups are there and secondary suffix given. There will be a table for this and you have to learn those names, where to use primary suffix, where you have to use the secondary suffix. Let's see general rules. Rule number 1, longest chain rule. The chain containing the principal functional group, secondary functional group, and multiple bonds, as many as possible, is the longest possible chain. If this compound is given to you, from where you can start numbering, we have to find the longest continuous carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And from where we have to start counting? From the least number should be given to the functional group. So first thing is that we have to find the longest continuous carbon chain. In the absence of functional group, secondary group, and multiple bonds, the chain containing the maximum number of carbon atoms will be the longest possible chain. This you have to learn. Rule 2, lowest number rule. In this, numbering is done in such a way so that number 1, branching if present gets the lowest number. Means we have to proceed from that way. The branching carbon from which carbon the branching is starting, it should get the lesser number. The sum of numbers of side chain is lowest. Principal functional groups gets the lowest number. Now, if more than one functional group is present, how you will identify that to whom we have to give lesser number? There will be a preference series by which you can identify that to whom we have to give the main functional group. So functional group other than the principal functional groups are called substituents. Here it is shown the priority. If COOH, 1 minute. Here this is the priority list. In this you can see that this is the boss. If it is present with any other group, this will be the on the priority. And see, this is SO3H, then COOR. R can be any alkyl, COX, X can be halogen, CONH2, CN, NC, CHO, COOH, SH, NH2, OR, ester, double bond, triple bond, NO2, X is your halogen, R is your alkyl group. So on least priority is this alkyl group and most priority is this acid group. Okay. Rule number 3, naming the prefix and suffixes. Prefix represents the substituent and suffix is used for principal functional group. Primary prefixes are cycle, bicycle, di, tri, tetra, tris, tetrakis, etc. And secondary prefixes are tabulated below. And your ein, een, ein will be your primary suffix. This is the secondary suffixes which are tabulated below. After writing so many, when you will do the practice, then many of the groups and their prefix name and suffix name will be learned to you. We have to do lots of practice of writing IUPAC name of the organic compounds. Do remember this. Hence, according to the rules given above, the IUPAC name of a compound can be written as, if the compound is given, first we have to find out the root word, then prefix. How you have to write the name? First we will write prefix, then root word, then we will add suffixes, primary prefix, secondary prefix, root word, then primary suffix, then secondary suffix. It is not like that everything will be present in every compound. This is the way we have to write the name. Any 2, 3, 4 can be present, and all also can be present. See here, one example is given. Two functional group is present in this, CHO aldehyde group and OH alcoholic group is also present. First we have to find out the longest chain, and whichever is your principal functional group should get the lesser number. So we will start counting from this side. We cannot start from this carbon. First thing, this you have to find out. So numbering is done. Principal functional group is known. This OH is your substituent. All was the suffix name, but prefix is hydroxy. So we will use the name hydroxy, and this is the name. 4 carbon meth eth prop bute. So bute is your root word. 4 hydroxy is your prefix, and suffix is this CHO al group. So the name of this compound will be 4 hydroxybutanol. So like this, many compounds we have to practice. Few things. If more than 2 similar functional groups are present, all the groups are considered as substituent. See here, if more 3 cyano group is present here. From any way we can start the numbering, either from this side or can this side, both will be correct, either this or this. 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 meth eth prop. Prop is the root word, all containing single bond. So propane, 1 2 3 cyanide. When we do the naming of alicyclic compounds, we just use the prefix cyclo. Okay, see here, this is cyclo. In a cyclic manner, the hexane is here in the cyclic manner. What we will write? It is hexane, and though it is a cyclic, so we will call it cyclohexane. If side chain contains a multiple bond or a functional group, the ring is treated as a substituent. All these things will be clear only when we will start writing the name. Spiro compounds, bicyclo compounds, when it will come, then I will discuss. So I think before proceeding to naming of aromatic compounds, we should first practice few acyclic compounds. So in my next lecture, I'll bring some compounds of which we will write the names, and then we will proceed to aromatic compounds. Okay, children? Thank you.